Whoa! Hello, my cool new friends. My name's Nathan. Are you guys ready for the luau today? I'm not, but hopefully by the end of this video you can be. I'm here to teach you guys today about your song that you guys chose. Now, everyone already knows that the luau is a beautiful, beautiful event that our campus hosts. But hopefully you guys could also have a deeper appreciation for the sign language and the language that you guys are going to be using in this song. I'm proud of you guys. It might be hard, but just keep watching this video, and I'm confident in your abilities. You got this. So the first line in English goes like this. Oh, awesome God. And in sign language, it's going to look like this. So what I signed there is essentially the same thing. Oh, awesome, and God. To sign the word O, we're going to do it with two hands, kind of scrunched like bear claws, and just face your mouth. 1, 2. O. Awesome is going to be 2 flat 5 hands, palm orientation outwards. You do 1 press here and 1 press up here. So O, awesome. And now God is going to be a flat 5 hand, palm orientation to your non-dominant side, up from heaven and straight down. So all together it looks like this. Oh, awesome God. Now the second verse is where it gets a bit more complicated. In English, the line reads, you created the earth. And in sign language, it looks like this. Now what that means in sign language is essentially all of this you have established. So all of this is you're going to take your 2 hands, palm orientation up, and kind of spread it across the land and look at it. This is like all the creation. You made quite a lot, so we're going to kind of survey that right there. So all of this into a U. This U is honorific. 2 flat 5 hands, palm orientation up, slightly slanted, and we kind of swoop that motion into an honorific form for God. The music doesn't stop, so neither do the signs. We're going to have it keep flowing. So that's why when you go from this, it's should flow naturally into that U. So from here, all of this you created, we're going to go to established. So it's kind of like a swooping into a thumbs up and fall on your fist down here. This fist, your non-dominant hand, is facing down, while the thumbs up kind of plops up it, like he set something up right there. So together, it looks like this. All of this you have established. Line number 3 continues on what God has established in the earth, and in English it says, the stars, the lightning, and the thunder. In sign language, we're just beginners here, so we're going to keep it simple and keep that flow kind of nice. So all we're going to say is this. So what I essentially signed right there is the stars and the thunder. And so for the stars, you're going to take 2 little pointer hands and kind of point at all the ones in the sky. We're going to go across the whole skyline because God made more than just 2. Stars, 2 pointer fingers, point up, point at all the little stars right there. And from here, we're going to go straight to thunder. You're going to take 1 hand, or 2 if you want, but you're going to point to your ear because thunder's a noise. And you're just going to point and then kind of do a rumble. Now you can do this artistically and kind of like make it like a pleasant thunder or something, or kind of do your own groove in it. It's pretty musical, so you're going to show the music naturally with your hands. Whatever stylistic choice you guys decide, it will be fine. So line number 4 kind of finishes off the stanza saying what we have previously talked about and what it does, which reveals his powers, essentially what it says in English. So in sign language, we're going to kind of look like this. So what I'm essentially saying there is back to that honorific, you are informing us of your strength that puts you above all else. So you already know this sign. It's the U signed honorifically, palms up, slanted. Pretty simple. Just do that U. But here's where the new signs come in. This is inform. So what you're doing, you're taking the knowledge from your brain and your mouth, and you kind of do like a blessed sneeze out to the audience. So you're informing us of your strength. And so we're going to pretend we got big biceps. I didn't work out today, so let's pretend. And so you're going to inform us of your strength. It should flow right in there. So kind of show off a little bit. This is God we're talking about, so make it big. Go from strength, that puts him above all others. So this thumb up hand, it represents God, while this represents all others. This is the only one moving, and we're just going to place it right above. Now you could do still some more motion if your guys are moving, your feet are moving around. So it still should all flow pretty nicely right there. Okay, so all together, the stanza is going to look a bit like this. Alexa, resume Spotify. Give it a second. Alexa, pause. Alright, so the second stanza starts like this. It's in English, the line says, "We humbly bow." In sign language, it's going to look like this. So what I'm essentially saying there is I'm going to point to us on the side and the other side, and humble is going to be with a flat B hand kind of face. Oh my God. Kind of thumb over here, and it's going to be pointing to your non-dominant side. So from this, your hands are going to flow. Your non-dominant hand that you don't really use is going to face down, while the hand that you do use goes from your chin and underneath. Okay, so it's kind of under right there. So from us, we humbly, and you're going to take your two hands again and bow. So you don't want to break your hands from like opening or this handshake, because the music does... Can you hear the sirens in the background? Okay, last time. So you're going to be sure that your hands never break their hand shape or motion, because the song's not going to change beat halfway through. So your hands are going to be consistent in the same thing right there. So all of us humbly bow. Okay, quick edit. The quality of this video ends there, and down here. All of this, I'm going to sign it a bit more shoulder up. Looks like this. I realize that you can't see my hands. So okay, it's getting a bit odd. So the next line reads, thank you, roommate, reads, "Before you, oh," in English. But in sign language, it's going to look a bit like this. So what I'm signing there is presence. God's going to be this hand right here, while this hand is us coming into his presence. It's going to be a bit more up because God's in heaven, so we're going to face it that way. So 2 5 hands kind of facing each other, presence. And from there, I sign the word Savior. So imagine you're in chains right here, handcuffed. We're going to break those chains and bring it right back down. So we're going to go into your presence of the Savior right there. Can you see my hands? Quick edit. When I sign Savior, it ends right here. So just so you guys could see, because quality ends below this line. Okay, now we're almost done here. The next line is, "We exalt you," in English. But in sign language, it's going to look like this. Now, you might have noticed some signs that you already know, like, again, the honorific "you" is coming back. But what I'm saying here is that we're bringing you worship. And so what I'm doing is we're kind of mustering this all up. We're going to bring it kind of like serving God. So bringing up all that's in you in like a serving tray for God. And your hands are going to go with 2 little X's as if you're making hooks with your hands. And they're going to kind of be at a 90-degree angle there and kind of circle around. It's a celebration, worship. So we're going to bring all that celebration for you. Well, this is a good pie. All right. Halfway done. Wow. Okay. So the last line, we're going to continue right where we left off with that honorific "you." And in English, it says, "Oh, glorious King of all," or something. But in sign language, it's going to look like this. So what I say there essentially is, like the first word is kind of glory from God. You're going to kind of take 2 5 open hands, and just your middle fingers are going to wiggle. And that's going to come right from the "you" to the wiggling like it's, he's shining up there, okay? So glory, and again, glory is going to also look like this from where we go. Glory, 25 hand, or like a giant 5 open hand. Middle finger touches the palm and kind of wiggles away, okay? Like a sparkle from your hand. So glory, glorious King. King is going to be a K hand. So like you're doing peace, put your thumb in there, turn it so your palm orientation's to your non-dominant side. And you're going to make a sash with it like royalty. So a K from your chest to the opposite side. So it's going to be a glory, glorious King right there. And what is he the glorious King of? He's King of, again, all of this. So again, we're going to kind of survey the land and all of creation. And we're going to do now 2 signed world. We're going to do 2 W hands. And it's just kind of circumference a small little fake globe, okay? So 2 W hands make the world. So again, it's going to be glory, glorious King of all of the world. Alright, are you guys all ready to try it together now? Okay, Alexa, hit it.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa, resume Spotify. So, quick review, halfway done, maybe even more so, but we're just going to do a quick recap of what those two stanzas look like all together. Are you guys ready? I'm not, but you guys are confident, beautiful people, so you guys are going to do great. Okay, Alexa, resume Spotify. Let's pretend that last thing didn't take a lot of takes. Hey guys, almost the last section here. It's quite simple, it just repeats itself a lot. The first line that it says is nor height, nor depth, no width or breadth. I actually know those words, so that's pretty good. Okay, so how that's gonna look in sign language, I'm gonna give you two options. The first one's gonna look like this. So what I'm essentially saying there is kind of what I take as the meaning of what nor height, nor depth, nor width or breadth means, which is like no matter how joyous, so this is joy, and no matter how like much sadness there is, so this is sad, no matter how far away we may be, or even like farther in distance. And so yeah, that's kind of what I got from it. Sign language is not just English put into hand motions, but it's its own language, and sometimes figurative things don't make as much sense in the language. So this is the actual meaning, which is what actual sign language interpretation would look like. So again, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so to sign joy, it's going to be 2-5 hands open, one finger more forward, and you're going to take it from both the shoulders and kind of go up from it. This is joy or excitement, okay? So you're kind of flicking up as if there's like little fires coming off your shoulders, okay? There's joy, and also considering its height, it goes up, okay? So kind of got you with your English there. And then for depth, I said sadness. And sadness, same hands from joy, but it goes down. Kind of, I'm going off to the side. You guys could go down if you want, but I imagine this went better with the song. So nor height, nor depth. And then for the second one, I just do apart. So you're kind of breaking apart, pretty obvious, I think. So breaking apart, and then you go far. So this one hand that's already far away, it's going to go even further. Get a nice little yoga stretch maybe. It looks kind of like you're doing a bow and arrow, but it's this hand that moves. Okay? So again. How'd this get buttoned up again? So as fun as it gets. Another variant of the line, nor height, nor depth, no breadth, or what? What? Another version of the sign could be literally the signed exact English. It's not necessarily sign language, but it gets your point across, and it might even be more aesthetically pleasing to you. So it's quite simple, like nor height, nor depth, no width or breadth or whatever. However you want to sign it, feel free to do that. It looks pretty. Everyone else understands, so do whatever you want. I'll sign it both ways, when I sign the song through for you guys. The last lines in the stanza is that nothing can separate us from your love. And what that looks like in sign language is a bit like this. It's going to resume from where that far hand is right there. So what I'm essentially saying there is that they kind of catch up together into that brace of love that we're chosen and now connected again with God, which that is grace. So to sign it with the far hand there, the other hand, which is like we're chasing God and we finally reach. So there's kind of a struggle there, rounding up, 2 thumbs up hands, rounding, and hit. Round, hit. It doesn't matter how many times it does that, but you might want to be in sync. And so that we're like now back into the folds and love of God, which this is love. It's 2 fists. You're just kind of hugging your chest a bit. Okay, so when we're together with God, it's love right there. So we're caught up with God's love because nothing's going to separate us. And from there, this is because we're chosen. So we are this index finger, and this is God's hand that he chose. It's like pretend you're dipping tea. You just kind of pick it up, okay? But picking it up towards God because that's who's doing it, okay? So we're going to catch up to that love. We're chosen. And we're going to kind of make a chain with our fingers there. So from the pointer finger to another little T thing, we're going to connect them. This is a really big thing because this is kind of like connecting like our love and God's love together, like a unbreakable chain there. It's a significant sign. So again, we're going to catch up to the folds of the love that God chose us for and that we're now connected in it. With what that all means to me, which is grace. You could use it for the whole thing or just at the very, very last time it repeats. But you're basically taking a little piece of heaven and pulling it there. So pretend you're grabbing for an apple and you rotate it down. And you could do this like really like nicely, smoothly, or whatever you want. But that's what it looks like. Are you guys ready to try the 3rd stanza that we just learned? Okay, we'll do it together. Alexa, resume Spotify. Get ready, here it comes. Good job. Wow, you guys are pro signers. Good job. Now I just want to say, if you saw that I was kind of like emotional or kind of dramatic there, I'm just saying that sign language is a visual language. So your facial expressions are an important part of what you're saying. If you're not using facial expressions, something in your sentence isn't right. It's like writing a whole paragraph without commas, periods, or apostrophes and weird things. So that's just a little thing for the language. You don't need to use it for the luau per se if you guys don't want to, but don't make fun of someone who's deaf just because they're expressive. Actually, don't make fun of anybody. It's not the nice thing to do. Now, a few of these signs should look familiar by now, but the translation roughly is this. I sing to you, the Savior. How awesome and glory is true. So sing is going to be a new sign that you guys haven't learned yet. Think of it, it's really expressing, I feel like. You're going to take these little bubbles that's within you, kind of throw them up in the air, okay? Little pieces of yourself that you're sharing with the world, okay? So sing. And who are we singing to? We're singing to God. So again, the honorific you and, you've seen it a lot today. Sing to you, Savior. We already know this one. You're breaking those chains and bringing it down, okay? So I sing to you, our Savior. We're going to show what he is. He is awesome. So 1 push, 2 push. How awesome and glorious. We already know this one too. The 25 hands or 5 hands that kind of twinkle from heaven right there. So how awesome, how glorious. And we're going to say indeed, true, real, which it's going to just be from your mouth that comes out because we speak truth and just go forward, okay? So again, it looks like this. If there's a sign that you don't like or a sign that you think would be better in place, add it in or remove whatever it is. An interpretation is all about you and making individually you. So if you think something looks better, do it. Just discuss it as a group or something, but be sure to have fun. Also, if it looks like I'm looking towards God, it's because I am. This is a serenade to him, and as pretty as you are, I'm not serenading you. So that's why my gaze is always kind of towards heaven right there. Okay, are you guys ready to try the whole thing all together? Thought so. I'm confident in you guys, and you guys have done awesome so far. So here we go.